Hello everyone, welcome to another speedrun. This one, I don't remember when I recorded it. It was a while ago, quite a while ago. And I have certainly improved my times in doing this one, which is, Dawn of War, Dark Crusade. I was supposed to say Imperial Guard, it's not. It is Necron. And it's 100%, which is nice. It's 100% run, 100% all territory run, you can call it. And I have continued to improve my times, and so you may ask, why show one that is of a worse time than what you have, say, in a backlog that you haven't gotten to yet, instead of, instead you're showing this? Well, my answer is, I want to show my progress. I want to show how the strategies change. I want to show where, I realize I can improve this if I do this instead of that, and and show that progression for this. This week I did a stream. Just hang on one second. I'm just checking the day. Today's Friday, October 5th. 2 days ago, Wednesday, so the 3rd, I did a stream where somebody actually came to my stream, with that in itself is totally awesome, thank you. And they said, I had no idea anybody was speedrunning this game. And afterwards, it got me thinking. And I'm very thankful for that person who did stop by. Hope they enjoyed themselves and all that. And I realized that the people who have submitted times, which you need to submit a video that somebody who is authorized in some way would watch the video, approve it or not, for submitting a time for a game. I realized that I don't think anybody in that is actually kind of like doing a full-time YouTube thing like I am. So that alone, just like, I am doing YouTube full-time, since if you're familiar with the channel, I am disabled. I do this to help pass the time, to help me with my chronic pain and this kind of stuff. And so why not show this progression? Why not show that this game can be speedrun? And see if more people are willing to do it who really enjoy the Dawn of War series. And that's part of it. So, so many of the strategies that are in this video, I don't do. Like this one here, I do differently, and I think it's faster. That I do consistently. The first war gear I get is the Shroud, because it allows you to move faster.
For much of the Dark
Just
Crusade,
makes sense, right?
Great fleets plied the orbital lanes above the battlefields of Cronus.
So yeah, I'm all for this idea of, hey, if I might be the only one who is consistently trying to do this and upload, not to try and get the #1 spot, not to do whatever, but it is for me to have fun, for me to learn, for me to eventually become a part of this community of speedrunning, just doing something different. Why not share the whole thing instead of just one video? This is my best time. I'm not knocking the people who just do that. It's like, that's what they wanted to do. All the more power for them, This, I want I want to just show it, and I think that really adds a lot to, well, everything, quite frankly.
That human is a crude melding of flesh and metal.
And I still go for the airport. Well, it's a spaceport, but airport. As the second land that I get every time. Because it just makes sense. Doing any voiceover stuff, by the way. If you haven't watched some of the others, I prefer not to do voiceover. But there's a whole reason behind it. I'm not going to get into it this video, but I have covered it. And the reason being, well, sorry, and the voiceover, what I do to help counteract my mind getting tired because I'm watching this video, I'm commenting on the video, I played this. You know, I missed the notice that it was taken from me. That was a mistake. Yep, that was a big mistake. But that's okay.
The scarabs are
anyways, I also work on models. One of the reasons why I kind of need to do this. Oh, I realized. Hey. One of the reasons I need to do this is my medications. I think just about everybody has experience when a medication has made them drowsy. One of my medications actually makes me tired, flat out tired. I can have a full night's sleep and be up for 2 hours and be ready to go back to bed again for like another 3-4 hours. And that's from the medication. So me occupying my mind, my hands in some way helps fight against that. So me working on 40K models while doing a voiceover for this is a great way for me to fight against it.
But it contains valuable information. Bring it to the monolith.
Also having caffeine in the form of homemade iced tea. Let's set that aside for now. So I have models. I have some 40K models, and I have some models for another game here that, oh, it was a bad Kickstarter. But after 2 or 3 years, I think it was, finally got. Yeah, there. I hadn't quite got the exact location. The location's on the other side of the yellow line for that, so setting that up to go there properly. Anyways. Yeah. Well, anyways. Let's focus on. We got this one. Knowing the servitors that you need are always in the same location. Okay, where to go? I don't do that one next. I go down and get the option for the forward base. Using the airport option. So I don't have to be adjacent. Also, this map, I no longer go the route of building the generators. If you can destroy the base and all the units, then you clear the map and it registers. Now, to get the energy, it's going to take you... It starts at like 20 minutes, I believe. It's going to take you so it's below 13 minutes left. Somewhere in there to get the power. You can clear the map in less time. So this method, I no longer do. I attack. I wipe them out. I do what Necrons do best. Destroy organic life. Sounds good, doesn't it? Oh, right, I need my clippers and my X-Acto knife. And glue. Can't forget the glue. And if you are considering getting into Warhammer 40k or Warhammer Fantasy tabletop, I would recommend going to, if there is one in your near you, recommend going to a Games Workshop or other hobby store where they sell these products, and if they can give you a demonstration, a small skirmish, and see if you like it. That is what I would recommend, because it is expensive. They're good models, don't get me wrong, but you're investing. Like a box that might contain somewhere between 5 and 10 figures, maybe less, might be $80 Canadian, could be 60 American. I'm not too sure the American prices are like, but yeah, there are some kits that'll cost several $100s. So it's not a cheap hobby, but it's a fun one. My personal joy is, since I don't get to go out currently, my personal joy is building them. I really enjoy building the models. I'm just sitting here, nothing's happening while the enemy is building up their base. Now, it's not a race against the enemy to get the power collected. They're just defending. It's you against the clock only. So, yeah. And you have to weigh pros and cons of spending energy versus not spending energy to get, power collected. That kind of thing. So, in my opinion, it is far better to take the approach that I do now, which is just kill them. Spend a little bit of power, kill them. Yeah, it's fine. I've had it where I've had less than 17 minutes time remaining on this. And so that's like a little over 3 minutes it took me to clear the map. So for a speedrun Necrons, I would go that route. Now, in this one, this strategy, you notice I did produce units here. The Necron warriors, which are the base units. They cost nothing to produce. Now they cost money. They cost energy. 35, I think it is, for each unit added to the squad. Now the offset is that for each unit of warriors who put out, it takes longer to produce it from your base. So that's how they offset that. So what I've done is, okay, it's costing me no energy to get out 2 squads of 3. Then that's what I'm going to do to add to my forces. The enemy will not be able to punch through. 2 squads of regular warriors plus a squad of elite warriors and my lord. It's just not going to happen. And the Lord, it is called the Lord. So my Lord makes sense. I'm not saying, yes, my Lord. We're not getting into chivalrous type talk here or anything like that. Necrons are far from it. Actually, the Necrons, the way that they appear to have done their lore, to have done their history, how they act before they became these mechanical monstrosities, and things like that. They're very Egyptian based. Ancient Egyptian. Possibly even before what we understand ancient Egypt to be, with the pyramids and stuff. I'm trying to remember if that era has a reference. Like if it has a name. I honestly can't think of one offhand. See, they have more, some of the earliest tombs of Egypt are not pyramids, or they are pyramid-like, but they're not what we picture Egyptian pyramids to be. And that's because apparently a very gifted person or group of people were able to figure out the math which allowed the bigger, grander structures without them collapsing in upon themselves. It had to do with angles, position of blocks. You know, typical, let's say, archaeology. No. Wow, brain. Engineering. Basically, it's engineering. And once they figured that out, they're able to build these big, grand pyramids. The period before that, they were still burying their pharaohs and things like that. And I think those earlier ones... there we go. We got our thing. I think those earlier pyramids are found in the Valley of Kings? I could be wrong about that. Okay, we have a defense here. My goal is to not do more than 3 defensive actions. Now, the reason why I want to do any at all is because at 1 defense, you get a war gear. At 3 defense, you get a war gear. And at 5 defense, you get a war gear. Well, I don't want to do 5, that's too many. But at 3, you can usually do them quick enough. Get 2 war gears, strengthens our Lord considerably, and it helps us out. And if we can do that, like just 3, I think that's a good number. Now, admittedly, you don't even need 1, but early in the game, like if it was to happen, you know, because it is some RNG involved, but if it was to happen like now in a really good run, the first one, early on, that's good. Because then I could select... There are 3 war gears. After getting the Shroud, there's 3 war gears I kind of want all at the same time. I want the Mask, which allows me to see stealth units. That's just helpful. I want Death Grip. That improves damage. And I think reduces damage received. Could be wrong. Then there is the first upgrade to the melee weapon. I mean, that just makes sense, right? It's straight up melee. But the Death Grip one, it has 2 effects, which makes it better than the Mask and just the melee, but I want all 3 at the same time. And surprisingly, I can't do that. Now, I have to say, this is the bread and butter of what makes a Necron so good at speedrunning, is the flayed ones. Seriously. It's the flayed ones. You build that one building, and then you're able to deep strike, what's called deep striking in the game, with the flayed ones. And it's just so beneficial. You just can't go wrong with it. Now, with all the speedrunning that I've done, I have yet to take the time to learn how to move the timer. I want to move it so it is in between the upper left corner there, which has valuable information, and the Necron lore. I really want to move that. Death grip, increased health, and increased damage. There, I was able to catch it. So I went with Death Grip there. I think that is a good choice.
Although the local workers never realized it,
but the mask is
peaks featured powerful ore.
If you're going up against Tau or Eldar, you're guaranteed to run across something that's stealth. That takes too long of a move to do. I don't do that. But it looks cool as hell. So I kind of changed things up there a little bit. There can be issues with pathing and and me sending them out like that. Basically, I get the monoliths to handle the right-hand side. All our troops handle the left-hand side. In destroying the buildings, the goal is to destroy all the enemy buildings. Now, it's important to note that the count of the buildings does not include the buildings that are on the requisition points that you go and capture. Those don't count. Thank you, Siren. Excellent. So I know there's 3 buildings there. I know there's buildings down where I'm sending him now. There's no other buildings on this upper part. None. On the right-hand side, where I have the monoliths, there are buildings and there are troops. The monoliths are slow, they're ponderous, they're like the super weapon of the Necrons. I know some people would say, well, I think that the Nightbringer option is... I see that and semi-agree. The only difference is the Nightbringer is on a very short it's on a timer and it's not a constant presence. And that's the only reason why I would call the monoliths a super weapon versus the Nightbringer. The Nightbringer is something else. Massacre? It's a massacre move? The Nightbringer, it's an option of turning your lord into this giant monstrosity that represents a fragment of the power of the Titan or Citan, depending upon your personal pronunciation. Of these massively powerful beings from the lore. The Nightbringer cannot be damaged, does massive damage, although they can kind of be semi-stun locked so they don't attack as often. That can happen. That is, I would say it's one weakness per se. The actual timer and the having to wait for the timer to refresh to be able to use it again. I don't consider that a weakness. I consider that proper game balance. It's something different. So here we are fighting a lot. This map, you notice that we're not building a base. We cannot build a base. It's locked away from us. The purpose of this map is to give you the option of what's called a forward base. Which then, the option of the forward base allows you to see, it stopped there. And that was a problem. But anyways, the option of the forward base allows you to get the first building that grants you the ability to get the flayed ones. So you can start with it without having to build it, and thereby reducing the amount of time it takes. Don't know about you, but I consider that to be powerful. And that's why I changed it. I get this, and then I go for the map of the energy. Because the energy gives you a bonus energy, I think of 1,000 to start with. Necrons only use energy. They don't use the other resource in the game called requisition. It's just energy. Everything costs energy. Like, okay, sure. You can see that there's a lot attacking our monolith there. Not a problem. Monolith has a lot of guns, and one of its guns is incredibly powerful. Now, a monolith can take enough damage that it'll actually disable the ability to teleport. But the monolith also regenerates damage. There's a few units that don't, but the majority of them do because they use what's called living metal. Lore. It's a great way to explain things. Or to explain them away. Ow. Ow. Oh, right. I've done that one. Figuring out which unit is next. I forget where I am. I might be on step 36. Let's take a look. 34, 35, 33. Figures. I'm working on the Mechanicus faction figures. 35, 34, 33. From a built-in box that we got. The first one. So, yeah, we clean all this. See, now I am attacking the one on the right there. And blew it up, but it doesn't count. Which is perfectly fine. Sometimes I feel like I'm just going to blow that up because you're doing damage to me. Other times, well, if I get the brain, thank you. It would be nice if you worked. No, it's not working. It completely escapes me. Okay, if I click on a further target, as the units move closer to get into range of that target, it will shoot at something else until it's within range. So sometimes that happens. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not taking away from the actual target. That doesn't matter, doesn't count. But I go after Gretchens because Gretchens are Gretchens. I bent a dude's leg. Oops. I'll have to fix that. And 33. So fixing blowing up everything within there, and yes, like we're almost done. It's like 13 buildings left. The stuff is like zipping along. By dividing the forces, I feel it works far better. Mostly because the monoliths are, well, monolithic. Uh-oh, that completely broke off. That's going to be a tough one to fix. So we have three, that's right. There's two here, one there. That'll be gone in a moment. One more big blast. It should do the trick. Two. Tomb spiders are fantastic for damage on buildings. Oh, they are amazing. I don't know why that one went away. There we go. It's going to be a tough fix, but okay. Just waiting for it to register and to give me my win. There we go. If I'm not going for Eldar or Tau, I'm going after the bonus that this lane gives me, or the elite unit, which is a destroyer, which obliterates regular troops. Just does so much damage. Here I believe I made a mistake. Yes. You see, the number on the map that we went for was 3. This is the location of player 2. And I didn't catch it. I remember that I thought that was the location of player 1. Not. So I wasted time there. That's a little frustrating. This is where I want to be. Now, overall, my goal for the speedrun is to get a time below 2 hours. I would be very happy with that. Now, what I'm doing here is getting rid of those guys instead of attacking the base right away because of morale. Morale can play a huge part in things. What it does is if you lose morale, you lose a hell of a lot of damage. That's the word I'm looking for, is damage. That's another advantage that the flayed ones have. They don't have a morale bar. But your lord does. You need to be aware of that. Plan for it. Apparently I'm going for orcs. I now leave orcs for last.
Those opposing Warlord Gorgut's headhunters Green Tide faced the same challenge the Tau had faced on Cronus for generations.
My beautiful Argold!
Death has arrived.
Ah.
We come for you. Death? You look more like a Yumi.
Gorguts is awesome.
Metal boy. We exterminated all life on this planet once before, and we will do so again. That was before me war got here. Now we the ones doing the exterminating.
Gorguts is a great character. Now, let's see if I take the time here to... No, I'm gonna hover there. That's a waste. But to see the Destroyer, just like with every shot Destroyer does, an enemy falls. It's that powerful. It's that strong. You know, unless if they're like a super heavy or a vehicle or something, it's just they kind of outclass things, you know, like they're really good. Okay. I'm waiting for that. Now, I haven't really perfected how I want to approach this map. It's difficult. One of the reasons why it is so difficult is the fact that that you have to deal with tanks. At the main base, where Gorguts is... Sorry, at the base where Gorguts is, there are 3 looted Leman Russes that you have to deal with or ignore. And it's a little difficult because, well, their main cannon shot knocks your people around. One of the things that happens is if an enemy gets knocked down or if you get knocked down, the connection of having that unit selected as an enemy to attack gets broken. You have to reselect it. So if you choose to ignore it, you're having to babysit to make sure that they do attack. You know.
Kill 'em, lads. We are your end, alien. If you mean the enemy pointy stick, I'm right there with you. Ha ha ha! Your bravado will not save you. You just keep on talking, Yumi. I'll
I'm listening to this. I'm totally listening to it. I just love his banter.
One more red for me, stick.
Okay, one more head for your stick. Okay, okay. You see, I'm leaning towards the idea of, okay, well, let's get the troops in here. Then take out the 3 Lehman Russes. Then hit Gorguts. That way it's like a cleaner fight, an easier fight. There's less RNG to deal with of being knocked around. Basically, okay, it may take a bit longer, but there is more consistency. We did get him though. If you don't know the cutscene, that massive explosion is Gorguts not actually being taken out, but slipping away and then detonating the camp. Because he is a tricky, tricky orc. Some of these maps are very quick, very easy. I wasn't actually paying attention. If it was a map that had more than 2 bases. Sorry, more than 1 base, 2 bases. One base. Alright. We got a second defense. Excellent. Since we're further along in building on this map, it becomes easier to do things quicker. That sort of deal. In the sequel, that's not the case. You always have to start over. which is a little more frustrating. Oh, I thought I saw movement, but no. Sushi is up in her cat tree. Hi, Sushi! Oh, I'm really hoping that if we can eventually own a place, that wherever my computer ends up, there'll be enough room to stick a cat tree for her, so she wants to rest in a cat tree. You can do so beside me. That'll be nice. When the Lord's at full strength with the relics, damage is unbelievable. So much damage. I think I need to be quicker on my decision making. But some of this stuff is like, I just need more practice. I need more practice at the speed running. I need more practice at the concept of speed running. I'm not even just talking the game, just a generalized concept. I've improved this. I took the Lord the wrong way, really. But, that's okay. Now this method works pretty good, whether it be 1 or 2 players that you have to go up against. Now one of the things that was the turrets. They don't do a crazy amount of damage. What they do is a crazy amount of morale damage. So you want to get rid of that. That's something to deal with. Ah, there we go. I'm still working on the models. Now, this video is long enough that I could potentially finish the model, but I'm in no rush. I'm just chilling. I mean, if you've made it this far into the video, these kinds of videos, it's like, okay, good to watch a little bit, but also have it in the background. Take your time, do a hobby, play another game, and just listen to this. And I do that kind of thing. I think a lot of people do, honestly. Where they take the time to play another game and just listen to it because it's so long, you know, and relax with it. I say it's perfect for that. Now their destroyer is gone. Necron Lord. No, we're done. Necron Lord recovers morale pretty quickly. You just need to get it so that not being pounded by DPS. We are going up against the Chaos Stronghold main base.
In a foul shrine in the Deimos Peninsula,
This map.
lost souls summoned the black
I'll wait till
apostle
done talking.
to Cronus.
Oh wait, there's talking right away. So I'll let that go, then I'll talk about this map. A problem with it.
Soulless automatons. You cannot prevail against chaos. Your soul is gone. I will destroy you.
Right, now we're done. Okay. my version of the game, there is a bug of some kind that if you go to skip the final cutscene, if you do it at the wrong point, you get some kind of a script error and the game hard crashes. Now, I have figured out where you can skip the scene, which is good. Better than, well, I shouldn't say it's better than watching the whole thing. For speedrunning, it's better than having to watch the whole thing. But it's a good cutscene. Unless if you're a Chaos player. Well, if you're a Chaos player, you might find it funny because of what happens. Because Chaos, you know. Especially if it's not happening to you. So, I'll point it out when we get to that point. I'll talk about it afterwards. Because you'll be able to tell roughly when I skip it. Now, I am attempting to glue a piece that broke off. Oops. Yes. No, you can press escape to get past that instead of OK or whatever. It says that's something that I'm trying to break the habit where I actually do click or I do hit escape. Okay. Leave that piece alone. And hope it dries okay. So, I choose going up the middle. There can be a problem with that. You can get trapped within that first area there. But I like going up the middle. You don't have to. There's other places where you can go probably a little bit easier, but I don't know, I just like straight line, go right towards it, you know? No dilly-dallying or anything like that. No having to worry about or avoiding the blood pulses, which are insta-kill. So what I'm doing is I don't care if the Lord survives. The only thing I care about is the Lord getting close enough to jump to this portal spot so I can deep strike in all of my flayed ones. So really that's it. And now we go about taking apart our enemy's portal where all the forces are being teleported in from well, let's say the rift. No, the warp. Where Chaos is located. Now something I've started to do is I'll put a flayed one over by that far turret to take it out. And that strengthens and speeds us up because that far unit can then just go attack over there to start working on the other side. I can focus on babysitting this. And I think it works okay. I'm down to 2 units. See, now I'm sending this squad over to take out that turret there, and it doesn't make a huge amount of sense. I could have had that a unit teleport in, like 3 on 1, 1 over there. Make sure it's cleaned up, get rid of a lot of the DPS that they're doing to us. But it's relatively easy to take out the portal. We're done. We win. So, you heard kind of like this start of a giant roar. Well, I wait a couple moments. Like, okay, the roar is going for sure. Hit escape, skip. If you do it before the roar, or at least if I do it before the roar, I get that crash. I don't want that crash, because it kind of wrecks the run. Yeah, getting rid of the turret. Now, flayed ones can get rid of the turret very quickly too, so it's not like a huge thing there. And you start getting a certain amount of momentum the more elites that you have. Of course, it also depends upon how far away the base is. I mean, if it's right close, oh boy, they really don't have a chance. Yeah, like fighting. That's kind of bad. I believe it said 6 strength, which means there is a second player. That happens at 6. If you get hit with a 10 or more, it can be a rough fight. I think that's a good way to put it. It can be a rough fight. This is the 3rd defense, yes. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. Now, this is the Tau, which means any stealth units I can't see with my lord because I do not have the mask yet. Unless if they get close enough to the turrets will reveal them. There's my AST. That's 1 player down. Now here, that's a very thick area to jump through, but there's one spot. That spot where you can jump over that mountainous area and get right to player number 2. Very helpful. Yeah, do some repairs, Oh, that's recharging. Got it. Now, why aren't I using it? There we go. Oh, we're done. See, that's a mistake. I should be going for the death mask. I don't care about the more health. This unit here that we can get from this island, very powerful. Moves pretty quick, which is nice. Not as fast as the destroyer, but quick enough. And it's a pariah squad. Pariahs are no longer in the tabletop. They've been written out of the fluff. Now what makes a pariahs very tough units in this game is that they their melee attack has a debuff that will go onto their opponents. So that's going to help you, obviously. They do not have a morale bar. That's going to help you, obviously. And a few other things that just like tons and tons of hit points. And it is a unit that they actually restricted, so you can only have one squad of them in the game. However, here you go. However, you can get an elite squad and still produce a regular squad. Very beneficial. So we're working on player 2 up here. Destroyer doing that. Our units coming in. Finally get rid of that turret. It wasn't bothering the destroyer. The destroyer is classified as a vehicle, therefore no morale. That's what the numbers in the upper left there are. You have like regular ground troops, and the one below it is vehicles. And units cost so many points. Blade ones cost 3. Warriors cost 3. Destroyers, I think, are 3. Elite units cost 0. They do not use up your population total. So they're kind of good to have on hand. Immortal squads, which you have not seen me use because I'm not using them, cost 2. They are fantastic against buildings and vehicles. Yay, scarabs! Okay, let's get back to the model here and glue some pieces. I think that broken piece is attached nicely. that there, the turret that I just blew up, well, listening post that I just blew up, that one's been upgraded to be anti-vehicle, so that's doing a lot of damage to our destroyer. So I was taking that out before attacking the base. Of course, I have kind of changed the strategy to something else. It's because I attack things in a different order now. Map-wise. This particular map, I always go player 2 first, then player 1. Yeah, see, our destroyer was so freaking low in hit points. I'm actually sending it back to the base. It was down to 50. Now, it is regenerating, living metal, all of that, but it takes a very long time. And because it is classified as a vehicle, it means I can send scarabs in to repair it. See, that's why you need the mask. You see that? The Tau can have stealth vehicles. Seriously, stealth vehicles. Bloody buggers and their ability to bend light. Let's just send it in. Attack. Attack everything. Yes, it just kind of needs repairs. Now the reason why I didn't want to send them in just because is if you lose an elite unit, it would cost me requisition on the main map screen to get the unit back, and that I'm saving for the forward base stuff. Because whenever I do a player base, which I'm apparently doing here, I want to have like practically everything. Okay, everything.
When the tide of war turned against the Tau, they faced attack in their stronghold in the city of Asharish.
Now, like the orcs, the
to the graves that spawned you, monsters. Gladly, but first we must help you to yours.
Sorry, I like that exchange. Like the orc stronghold, you're not trying to take out the base, but rather you are trying to take out a specific target, who is called Arnell. Once you do that, you win. So first you gotta deal with that. That Krutox, very, very tough unit. Okay. That's all glued together. Let's take a look at what pieces are needed next. 40, 37, 36.
Command posts. Report. Montcar command post online, Chazo.
Okay.
Crisis suits ready for combat.
The Kion post is safe in the crew quarter. We will defend it, Commander.
Excellent. Send strike teams at the enemy, but protect your positions.
37.
Take your targets.
I'll have to check that because I think that's 37 and 36 and 40. Did this break? No, it looks like that broke. I'm gonna have to fix that for the backpack. The Tau can be very difficult opponents. To me, and I've heard other people describe it as the Tau are like the anime of the 40k universe. Kind of how their aesthetic is. Although some of their stuff has changed a little, and they're getting more of their own identity than saying, well, this is from this is from that, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Yep, there we go. But, yeah, they still have that kind of aesthetic, and I like it. Although I'm not a Tau player for tabletop. I love Necrons. I also love Sisters of Battle. I want them to be the first one that I speedrun for Soulstorm when I get to that game. Once I figure out some bugs. Game likes to crash. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Instructions. So I'm moving on it up. It feels like some of the
Leaders, engage the enemy.
some of the strongholds are really, the maps are really not tough if you use speedrun tactics. Well, I'm specifically pulling upon Necron for them. It's like, once you get to that stronghold, then yeah, it's practically like it's all over but the crying kind of deal. But
The Necrons
I don't know,
have
it's
to Unity Plaza. Drive them back
if you
before they
play the
disrupt
maps
communications.
properly. Sorry, let me rephrase that. The speedrunning is proper. If you play the maps as they were designed and intended. There we go. It is harder. Without a doubt, it is harder. I lost that unit. I'm heartbroken. Not really. But I don't like to spend requisition on that kind of thing. Okay, so count on the Lord getting splattered here. Not splattered. There's so much firepower. Okay, it is the small arm. Not a problem. I see. I see how the character's set up. Okay. Now, I would say one of my problems in doing the speedrunning is overcompensation for defense at the base. I often forget I'm playing on easy mode, and that changes things. I want to jump into this corner here. I'm looking for Arnell, but I'm also teleporting in all the flayed ones that I can. and get them reinforcing their units, and then do our best to get to Arnell and take Arnell out. Which Arnell hasn't shown themselves yet. There'll be someone wearing a robe there, wearing a robe, carrying a staff. That is Arnell, and that is whom you have to kill. Now, it is a challenge. You have to babysit this. Because of that. Remember what I said before about breaking the connection of your target if you or your opponent gets knocked down? That's here. And although it is amusing with some of the height you can get, damn there, flayed one. Holy jeez. Now, Arnell is very much cooperating. I say that and he stops cooperating by stepping out there, which I don't want to go out there because there's a hell of a lot of firepower and would probably take out my lord. But I can help out the flayed ones, reducing some of that. There's Arnell. Now, Arnell doesn't have like super regen powers, so that's fine. It just wastes time. One more hit? Yes! And we got death kill animation on them too. Ah, glorious. Bye, Tau. Yeah, now I get Death Mask when it's not as important. This one was a huge problem. I had to defend my main base. I wasn't really paying attention, and that was a mistake, causing me to have to do this defense. And that's something that you never want in doing a speedrun. Absolutely not. But I don't have the choice. It is against the Imperial Guard. And that kind of helps me decide a few things down the road for a speedrun changes, which just kind of makes sense. I need to breathe better so that my voice isn't getting as husky. If you do a lot of recording and talking and doing Let's Plays and stuff, you want your voice to not be strained. And one of the things that you can do is learn, and this is something I'm trying to do, different reason, I'll get into that, trying to do is breathing exercises for singing can help you control your voice for doing Let's Plays and stuff and videos. Now, for me, the reason is I'm long-term viewers will know that I'm a trans woman. I don't hide it. I talk about it. And my husband is helping me out with my voice to get it a little better. So the better that I breathe and learn the techniques, the better I can do the voice. The longer I can do the voice, the longer do all that. And this is important, doing these videos helps me hear what I'm doing and hear what I'm doing wrong. So if you want to work on your voice, whether you post the videos or not, do stuff like this to practice your voice, and then you can listen back. It's very beneficial. So, now, I don't know. I don't know where the bases are. And that's a problem. So I'm having to guess. Now, I guessed right for this one, but they're attacking me with enough strength that they have 2 bases. So 2 players. And that's what I have to deal with. Perfect. So now I'm kind of guessing. I think the other base is over here. It isn't, but I think it is. Like side by side? No, it's kind of... If you were to take the north and south points, fold it in half, it's a direct mirror. So it's not in this little U, it's one over to the right. I figured that out by the troops. The troops that I run into. Because they're kind of angling their way to go around that corner there, I figure that's where I'm going to find them. That's something that also the flayed ones can do. Comes in handy here. Flayed ones can teleport. They can teleport only back to the monolith, but since you're deep striking from the monolith, can't go wrong. So, because it took me a while to find it, that charged up, and I was able to do that. When you're speedrunning, you never want to defend your stronghold. You don't want that to happen. And I forget to bring along my warrior squad. Oops. Yeah, we're about halfway through now, I think? Yeah, we're about halfway through. And obviously, well, right now, at the time of this recording, which is October 5th, my best time is 2 hours, 7 minutes, and something seconds, which I forget. 50 something, I think. And before that, it was 2 hours, 9 minutes. And my goal is just under 2 hours. Not just under, actually. It'd be great if I could do this in an hour. Oh, damn! That would be nice! But yeah. So, because there are 2 bases here, I divide up my forces. You get the destroyer here. Who's focusing on, I don't know. Yeah, no, don't shoot that, okay? No, yes, shoot that. That's better. Very good. Shoot the thing that's shooting you. You silly psychotic destroyer, you. psychotics, not actually far from the truth for the focus of what destroyers and destroyer lords wish upon the galaxy, both in this version and in the newest lore. No life of any kind. Here they take that to mean they want to even get rid of microscopic life. All life, all organic life must die.
Upon arriving on Cronus, General Lucas Alexander became Governor Militant and set about reclaiming the planet for...
I figured this out before I had any concept for this map, before I had any concept whatsoever of what speedrunning was. I figured it out years ago. And I just, most of the time, tried not to use it. And instead play the map as intended. The same was true actually for the Chaos one. When my skill was much weaker. I'll put it like that, much weaker. How do I put this? I found the means to just, get the Lord into position, and all I had to do was hold on to my base, not let the enemy destroy my base, and then just keep bringing back the Lord to eventually destroy the base. That's all I did. If I couldn't figure out how to actually pass the map for both Chaos and this map. But it's something I try not to do. If I'm wanting to play the game intentionally, as intended, I try not to do that. This isn't a great example of overcompensation. I don't need all this at the base. I could have left before the attack started. Really?
Second platoon, attack! I have the enemy in my sights. First company, hold the enemy back, no matter the cost.
Piece of fuzz. Not very nutritious. I have yet to figure out why Sushi likes eating fuzz. She does!
Redeploy to drive them back.
We'll see her, go along the carpet and she'll find a piece of fuzz, and then we'll see her eating it and just... What are you doing, cat? Just what do you think you're doing?
The Nightbringer has come for you, Governor.
Hold the line, men! Push these metal monsters back to the hell they crawled out of!
You can get away with 1 or 2 blade ones. You don't need 4 or 5. Come on. There you go. We win!
Imperial.
And now they are gone. This is a very easy, quick map. Just by doing 2 jumps, you are at the enemy base. Just like that. Oops. So we have the destroyer in place, just blasting away. There's not much left here. Deciding things. Fury is one that I should get sooner. Now the advantage to Fury, which that's the land just below the one that we're attacking now, is that it allows you 2 movement or 2 attacks per turn. And that is obviously very beneficial. Okay. Time to fix another model. Get rid of that turret. And then attack the base. Okay, there we go. Nope, wait. Is it falling? It's kind of falling. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. That was a tricky piece to try and attach. It was a broken piece on the model. So yeah, as you can see, it's like with the elites, you know, you're starting on that second base before you can even get into position. Now, I don't know how I do this in like in this video.
Heresy that the influence of chaos
But
First drove Space Marine again.
yeah, okay. Oh, it did shift. Okay, it's a little better. What I do is just kill everything. That's mainly it, just kill everything. Alright, let's see if that works. Yeah, that looks like what I'm doing here. There's a base at the other end of the map to the north, and there's a base on the right hand side, so that would be to the east. And getting rid of those, along with all the units, gives you the win. I mean, either you're going to hit the 140 kill count to pass, or you're going to destroy everything and pass. So it's a win-win. No reason to build that. I guess I just am. So I do have an idea on how and when I would go for this map. It would be sooner. I'll have to try out that pattern soon. Yeah, those guardsmen have no chance against a pariah squad. None. Even on hard mode, one squad of guardsmen versus one squad of pariah? No. I would give it to the pariah in winning because of that debuff. Apparently I want extra defenses. It's not gonna hurt. Everything dead there? Okay. Let's go down there and attack everything. I'm using that attack command so that whenever they come across a unit or a building, they attack it. And why not start building generators? No need, but okay. There we go, we're hitting a group now.
You must kill more of them.
I'm working on it there, Chaos Entity. So we have a base here. I don't know why I'm not deep striking. It's not really necessary, but I don't know why I'm not. Yay, I'm upgrading that. Yeah, we're getting stuff killed. I mean, that is important for this map.
Yes, just a few souls more. The power
There.
of the Blood God shall be yours.
Now this one is how fast can you kill everything? That's how you win. And considering it's a speedrun, okay, sure. Not gonna go wrong with that. Really. Let's see. Just seeing about 1 hour left. Yeah. Just letting my husband know where I am in the recording. He was planning on taking a trip after work, so yeah. Actually, when I do the voiceover stuff, I end it usually a bit before the very end. That way I know things, line up timing-wise in just a little bit where I'm not talking. Come on. There you go. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Now, see, this was interesting. I was very confused that I wasn't getting any message. I'm pretty sure this is it. And what had happened is the Imperial Guard had taken out the Space Marines. That confused me. It threw me off of my game, if you will. Because I was expecting them to attack. The Space Marines opening attack and stuff. Also, at this time, like when I got this time, I was hesitant about submitting it because the Imperial Guard took out the Space Marines. I know that sounds a little strange, but it's like, I wanted to do it. I wanted to take them all out. So, a little strange. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Ah. Probably what would be good is if I attach the arm, maybe? I don't know. Attach the arm to the arm. That's actually what I'm doing. Sounds very strange. Okay, tweezers. Having a decent pair of tweezers is not only good for plucking eyebrows, but also good for miniature building. Figures and so forth. Get those small difficult pieces. Tweezers can be good. See, there's no forces there, no nothing. I was very confused. I have to wait because I made a mistake in the jumping there. That's the least of the issues that have to be dealt with. And there is Imperial Guard, not Space Marines. So, a very confused kitty in a speedrun. Yep, that's pretty much what happened. And then not putting 2 and 2 together right there, which I should have. Players defeated, but the map doesn't end. Why? Because 2 players. Oops. So yeah, that was a couple of mistakes. It's like, why aren't they ending? So I'm guessing where the second player is. I do guess correctly. The first time. I'm thinking of using the teleport option. Oops. There we go. And let's just dump them all in once they're done loading. Get the loading bar. Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise and shock and, well, crap, now what do I do kind of situation. It also kind of throws off your game. Okay. Backpack attached. One arm attached. The other arm and gun will be attached along with something. Yeah, brain's not working. Oh, the head. Right now it's a headless Scutari. It's the name of the unit. So I'm thinking, yeah, if the regen on the teleporter was maybe a bit faster, that path would be good. Let the destroyer deal with that. I have no idea why we were shooting. But okay, you know. Now you see that I'm using a lot of just the mouse click. That is my preferred play method. But obviously anybody will tell you when it comes to an RTS, the more shortcuts you can use, the faster you can do things. So that's something that I'm trying to pick up as well. Okay. Just eating a little bit before trying to attach the arm and gun. I'm gonna go look for a head. And I have a specific type in mind. That's not it. Oh, another sprue. There we go. Sprue, 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 sprue. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Perfect. Wanted to get the one that makes it look like it's wearing a hoodie. Sort of hoodie. Now we're getting close to the end here, but not really close to the end of the timer. Now, my bane of a map, my absolute bane. This one's fun and silly because jump, Necron, base, destroy. That's very much it. If there's a player, I send the rest of my elites over there. Yeah. I don't worry about it. But my bane, absolute bane, is coming up. Where I do everything wrong. I do everything absolutely 100% wrong. And I have been doing it wrong until the most recent one. Doing it is the Eldar stronghold, Eldar base. And it was suggested, and it happens, semi-accident, by the individual who was in the stream, and thank them very much, about taking care of the problems that I've been having with that the stronghold. Now, I don't know the exact trigger, but normally in how the map is intended to play, you're supposed to hold 3 points, 3 waypoints for 10 minutes, then you win. Well, if you destroy enough of their base, enough of the right things, you then get to win. So I need to figure out what the trigger is for that win condition and wiping out their base and units and stuff like that. Once I do that, it won't be so bad. But until then, it will continue to be the bane of my existence. Because, oh, that map is infuriating at times. I'm gonna have to turn the light on soon. Jeez. It's not that late. That's good, it means the days are getting shorter. Haha! I spent all my time inside. The longest I spent inside the apartment? 6.5 months or so before needing to go out. I only leave to go to doctor's appointments. Yeah. Or when I have something other related to doctor's appointments, you know, get blood work done or something like that. Usual stuff that people have to deal with. Especially when you're getting older. Doubly especially if you're trans. Yeah. So there we go. Oh, that was short. Sweet. To the point. Doe. A deer. A female deer. I have no idea if that's in public domain, so I'm going to stop right there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, copyright. Okay, you may hear a click, and that's from the light. No, it's pretty quiet this time. Sometimes it's a little loud. Okay, let's put some glue on this shoulder joint and the rest while we are defending. Defending because it was a 10 or higher, I don't know. But we will have 2 bases. That is the most that you'll come across is 2. So even if you get attacked by a strength 15, which can happen, it is only for, hold like that. It will only give you 2. Can I get it like that? One arm holds the gun in the mold down by the trigger, and you'll find a hand located further up the gun that attaches to the other arm, the left arm. And that's what you're trying to line up. Oh, I got that. And now it's time to get the head on there, because we got rid of player 2. That's a great reason to put the head on. Wouldn't you agree? This one is in the action of running, so the head should be more straightforward. There we go. Okay. And now we're attacking player 1. The fact that I can just quickly teleport up there makes it very easy. That's it. Okay, there we go. And we got it. So that's a defense. Now we we got a war gear for that. That's 5 defenses. And we can attack. And the rest of the time, seriously, it is
Eldar rely on stealth and trickery.
The timer's what?
In direct force and valor. An ancient and debased people.
2 hours, 41 minutes or something like that? And we're right here at the 2-hour mark. That should give you some idea of just how poorly I've been doing this particular map. And I have greatly improved,
You have come for me, Necron,
even
and I await.
while doing it wrong. Now that I have a new way of doing it, which I just need to work on and figure out and perfect, it'll go better. It'll go a lot better. Power. Lots of power. So, almost everything that I do in this one is bad. It's wrong. So, at least I know this now. Actually, I know it when I recorded this one, because, damn, it shouldn't take that long. I just didn't know how. Now I have some idea, and I can work on getting it better and better. And better. And better again. You know, just keep getting it better. That goes a long ways. I mean, I could just stop talking now, and I don't want to see all the stupidity I make. But, you know, I need to see it so that I can attempt to change. And if you're continuing to watch it, I applaud your discipline through my frustrating annoyance. Now, there's probably one thing that I won't change, because it doesn't take too long, I don't think. I haven't quite decided. I don't know how easy things are going to go here. But I really like getting a fully awakened monolith, because it's just so much fun. So I might keep that as part of the strategy. I might not. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's no problem there. There's orcs on this map. There's also chaos on this map. You more or less leave them alone. Mm-hmm.
There's more than just puny elders here. We was right to split off from Gorguts' lot. We're gonna have us a proper war right here. War!
Yay! Yep. I don't need to increase this.
The squiggles on them. No, leave them be. The squiggles ain't trained yet. I don't want to get stuck scraping bits of you after their feet.
Oh, thank you.
A fast strike in and out.
Yes, 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 yes. Yep. Well, I finished that unit, by the way. That Skitari is done! Finito! I could start on the second last one. The last one is a little bit trickier. But I really should try and do it, even though I don't have a base for it. It seems to be short a base in this kit, which is annoying. I should work on that one. So the pieces don't get lost. There's a very thin, delicate piece that could easily get lost or broken, and I would rather not. I'm actually impressed that they were able to cast something so thin. Very impressive. I believe that goes there. Like so. I'll double check. Not that you can see it. Like, here I'm spending time building up a base like you normally would. And it's not until I jump my Lord going up towards the Eldar base where the relic is located that things differ. Yes, that is where it's located. Okay. So what I want to try and do here is get rid of these webway gates that are acting as teleport points for these structures here. The Eldar version of the turrets and stuff. There's an equivalent over on the other side, but it's kind of buggy. One of them you cannot melee attack, although it looks like you can. And then sometimes you can, or some units can. I don't know. To say that this game is buggy? Not at all. Nope, nope, nope. That I just clicked on, if you're unfamiliar, that allows for the Nightbringer. I gave my lord invisibility, so only certain things can see. Oh, it looks like those bugged out, pathing screwed. Which of course is beneficial, because they can't shoot you as much. And I think you get to do more damage if they can't see you, like they're not braced for combat. Something like that. See, that one you can attack by melee. The far one on the opposite end there can only be shot. And so that's a tad annoying. Yeah. Now let's find the head that I want for this unit. Not that one. Or that one. None of those. Haven't found it yet. Hopefully I'm able to cut out that entire ringtone that went on there for myself. It was spam.
Death will silence you, sorcerer.
There we go.
Necrons, the Eldar has tricked us. Destroy these mechanical monstrosities, and then find me that alien witch.
No, got tricked. Eldar specialty. Okay, what arm needs to be done here? 78. Nope. 83. My bad. Yes, 83. Okay, now I need to find 83. Where is 83?
The Bastion remains strong, Varsia, but the webway gates to your wraith ship are vulnerable.
Our
Found
course is
it.
clear then. Protect the gates at all costs. Without them, we may never escape this world. We must drive the attackers back.
Yes, that is the case. found the head, got the arm, have the arm gun, and just about ready to attach though. Don't think I've attached the backpack yet.
Cross-world Ulthway will never stop opposing you, Necron.
The analysis of your technologies is complete, Eldar. We know you cannot escape this world without your webway gates. We will take them from you, and then purge this world of your race.
Yeah, that's totally Necron speak. I should get the backpack. Backpack is 84, if you were curious. Oh, we are getting closer. Oops. There we go. Oh, late day at work. He's just leaving now. So we are getting an active monolith. No, that's 48, not 84. Oh, I found 84. Okay, there we go. See, this stuff here that I'm doing, I'm pretty sure I can completely, assuming that none of this is part of the trigger, I can completely skip it. So, we'll see. If I don't need to destroy this stuff to get the end map trigger, then wow, is that going to save time. Load that up. Yeah, that's... There's a big area around that marker that you just cannot build on. And it's very annoying. And over here there's like a base. If you don't have to worry about taking that out, again, that's going to save time. So it is very much experiment in my future speedruns that I do after October 5th. Putting the date in there so it's noted, you know? Because there's a lot that I have to do the voiceovers for to get them up. There's like 3 others or something. I don't know. Just enough. There's enough. Yeah, we're being hit by their equivalent of a heavy tank and so much damage. While I try and take that out, which isn't completely necessary, but I still do. Because it does make it easier to traverse through that area. But again, it isn't necessary. And that's one of my early on mistakes. Backpack attached. So we can get rid of that. Not too sure where it's going. I didn't say go there. Okay. Or maybe I did.
The Wraithbone will never answer your call, outsider. Retreat now!
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Get some defense in here to hold the points. We should be capturing that point right away. I'm not, though. That's a really dumb mistake. See, I can capture the point, build the defenses afterwards. However, I'm not going to be doing that in the future, but can do that. Yeah, see, there, they take a long time to capture. I look at this and I go, ugh. Really, that's it.
We cannot allow them to hold the gates for long. Show them no mercy, brothers and sisters.
If we hold it for 10 minutes, then we win. Stop shooting our scarabs. Not allowed to shoot our scarabs. That was the heavy tank. On that side, you have to contend with orcs, unless if you wipe out the orcs. Here they're just sending a lot at us, but Monolith, it's not going to matter. Especially when you end up with some invisibility happening. This is very boring. Yeah, build that there. Why not? Okay. This is a tricky piece to attach. Yeah, we got it built, and that'll help against those prisms. Ah. No, that's not good. I think I got it. Maybe. Oh, that's an awkward piece to do. See, at the 3-minute, or it says 3. Hold for 3 minutes. That's in 3 minutes time, roughly. That's when they send out their Avatar of Cain. Now, the Avatar of Cain, very tough, super powerful unit for them, like their mega unit. The Nightbringer decimates the Avatar of Cain. Something to keep in mind. And that's kind of what I'm watching for, because it looks fantastic. At least I better do it in this video. But after that, I'm probably going to stop and just watch the rest, which isn't very much. And we're almost there, kind of. Hey, very nice. Get rid of them very quickly. Their specialty is anti-building, anti-vehicle. So they do a lot.
Retake the gates, or we shall never see the
Here we go.
again.
Here we go. Nightbringer action. And we're not even watching it. Sarah! There we go. See, like, just so much damage. Gone. Just like that. Defeated. Well, I'm going to stop. There's a little bit more to the video if you care to watch it. So I do hope that you enjoyed this speed run. And I get better. I get a lot better. Believe me. Okay? If you're new to the channel, you can do the whole subscribe thing, bell notification, all of that. There's also a few links in the description down below, should you wish to check those out. But until when next we meet, please do be safe, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the speedrun.
The Eldar had come to Cronus specifically to face the Necrons, and when the Deathless Army marched into Tyria, they got their chance. For all the lauded foresight of their Farseer, however, the Eldar were unable to stem the Necron tide and fell under the power of their weapons. The dreams of Craftworld Ulthwé came crashing down under the metallic heel of their ancient enemies. The Necrons directed much of their energy to destroying the various Wraithbone structures left by the Eldar. This eldritch material is said to emanate directly from the warp, which seems to have offended the Deathless Warriors even more than the existence of life. The thin spires built by the Eldar collapsed as gas flares and alien blades cut them into their atomic components. Only when the works of Farseer Taldir were blasted to nothing did the Necron tide move on. By the end of the Dark Crusade, Cronus was a tomb world once more. Just as the marching Necron armies cut down all their opponents, so did other fiendish devices work on the planet's very ecosystem. Scarab swarms scoured the lush jungles of the south and the fertile plains of the north, while pulses of loathsome energy killed even microscopic bacteria. The seas died and the air itself became rarefied and poisoned. Soon, sterile sand and dust swept across the Cronusian landscape, broken only by black monuments to the Nightbringer. Cronus became the black heart of the Necron Purge in the eastern edge of the galaxy. Warriors emerging from the monoliths of Cronus would bring death to worlds across the Tau Empire, the domains of Ultramar, and many more sectors. Imperial strike fleets, Tau battle formations, and Eldar raiding teams would all try to retake Cronus, only to fall before the huge crypt vessels protecting the Tomb World from orbit. Each heroic effort only added more deaths to the Nightbringer's tally.